the pictures that we're looking at now are from the Ferguson Market and Liquor, and this is, I believe, the same store where those cigarellos were stolen with Michael Brown, the videotape of him and Dorian Johnson in the store having an altercation with the store owner. And correct me if I'm wrong, producers, is this looting at this particular store that we're witnessing?
Yeah, that's what they call it. All right, joining us now is the CEO Emeritus, founder of PJ Media, Roger Simon. Hello, sir.
Hiya. You know, this is really a sad time. That's very sad watching all this
I got to
stuff.
tell you, but Roger, you hit it on the head about a week ago with a column supposedly gave Ferguson and nobody came. This could not have happened. This could not have grown to where it's grown without a media dying to promote this nonsense of hands up, don't shoot.
Oh, absolutely. Not just that of course, but the whole thing is a media event. That's what it is. It's sad. I mean, it goes for all of us. We're all complicit because we're all part of the media. Here we are talking about it. I mean, it's so sad. You know, I was a civil rights worker in the 60s. Dates me, but I'm really proud of it. But to think of where it's all come to, I mean, since the Obama administration, things have gone. I hope that came through on Skype. Really down. I mean, because we had come to a point where, you know, people take each other as people, really, in our culture. We try. And there aren't a lot of racists around. I mean, the whole thing is manufactured. Maybe Al Sharpton's a racist.
This whole thing. Right, no, but this whole thing is manufactured, certainly, and you know what a responsible media or a responsible analyst or a responsible attorney, you know, in the face of Sunny Hostin on CNN, who keeps talking about how she has children of color and she, you know, dreads the conversation, or every parent of color has to have the conversation with their kids about cops. What that conversation should be is obey the police, don't run from the police, and it goes without saying, don't hit a police officer and fight with him. But I haven't heard that once with regard to Michael Brown.
I haven't either. And you know, there's one other thing I would really add to it, that the mother should tell her son or the father. The fathers aren't there, but okay, if they were. And that is, the police are there to protect you. That's why they're there. And that's the truth. This poor schmo who's gone through this horrible experience, Wilson, was there to protect these people. He wasn't there because he wanted to shoot some young black kid. That wasn't even in his head. And the fact that this is all going on, you know, all it's about is the Sharptons of the world, plus the nudniks in the media who are just ratcheting it up. I mean, you look, even on Fox, it was pretty awful last night, I would say.
Well, I got to tell you, if I hear Van Jones call these rioters and looters and arsonists knuckleheads one more time, he says it repeatedly. That's how he refers to them. It's a few knuckleheads, which is a line straight from Obama's script. I forget when he said it, but he has said it in the past as well. And it just is so unbelievable, the coverage that I was witnessing last night. MSNBC, forget about it. As they're shooting at Chris Hayes, not at him, but as he had to duck the bullets and run, the anchor back at the studio on MSNBC is saying, now remember, most of these protesters are peaceful. Your anchor, your reporter's running for his life.
Yeah, well, it's that. And the other part of it that's very interesting is they're showing all these so-called demonstrations against this horrible event all across the country. But in every one of them, there was a minuscule amount of people. Like in New York, the biggest city in our country, one of the biggest cities in the world, there were only a couple of hundred people demonstrating.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Yes,
now,
200 or so.
You know, that's about the line of people you get for pizza at Ray's. It's not
original Ray's, or
I mean, how many people go to the Madison Square Garden for a basketball game? Come on.
Yeah, well, they used to play basketball. They used to play basketball in Madison Square Garden, but today's Knicks, I don't know what you call that. That aside, let's talk briefly, Roger. Let's talk briefly about you're calling Iran Obama's biggest failure, and this postponing of the deadline once again is just ludicrous.
Well, Iran is, as your audience no doubt knows, it's about nuclear war. That's why I call it his biggest failure. Nuclear bombs can knock out 1 million people at a time. So it's a real significant thing, and he's in the process of handing one to the Iranians in order so he could look good, I guess, or something. He doesn't anymore because no one takes it seriously. I think we're in a moment where the Congress, the new Congress, has to come in and really enact some sanctions on Iran because the Iranians are playing games, and everybody knew they would. I mean, it's nothing new. They've been doing the exact same thing since 1979. No different. And yet, all of a sudden, Obama, because of who he is, I guess, or Kerry, thought that these people were suddenly peaceful. Are they kidding? They didn't. They had no interest in making a deal.
Well, you know that Obama has reshaped who our enemies are and who our friends are, and he has an infatuation with Iran, and he despises Israel, and he has alienated Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, you name it. So he's turned it all on its head. Roger, have a great Thanksgiving, my friend. Always great to talk to you. You too. All right, take care. Roger Simon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Very interesting. Yeah, this Iran, we can't lose sight of other stories. And, we'll be back to normal come next week. But anyway, we'll be back with more. We will have columnist Gavin McGinnis. But first, actor John Wayne's legendary career spans over 3 decades. But did you know he only won 1 Oscar? Let's take a look back at his Oscar win with this hour's American Moment.
In the early morning hours of May 2nd, 2011, the Central Intelligence Agency launched Operation Neptune Spear and set into motion a mission to bring one of the world's most notorious terrorists to justice. All indications were that Osama bin Laden was asleep as the U.S. Naval Special Warfare Development Group, known as SEAL Team 6, approached his highly secured 3-story Pakistani-based compound. From entry to exit took approximately 45 minutes, with the bulk of time being used to gather up a plethora of al-Qaeda intelligence materials. When located in his living quarters on the 3rd floor of his compound, the head of the Islamist group al-Qaeda was found using his young wife as a shield. The Obama administration reported the 54-year-old terrorist was given a traditional Islamic burial at sea. 9 years, 7 months, and 21 days following his infamous attack on New York's Twin Towers, killing thousands of innocent civilians, its mastermind, Osama bin Laden, was dead. You're watching An American Moment on Newsmax TV.